Hi there, everybody. My dog's wanting to growl, but I am just getting started back in my streaming mode, and I'm also wanting to read for LibriVox. So I think, well, okay, let me just practice on a poem to set up my audio better, and you know, don't really have any subscribers on YouTube, but I have a very old account. Very old account. From like even before, Google bought YouTube. But I haven't uploaded very much content because, I don't know, just wasn't my thing. But now it's been on my heart to add content. So I tried to start with playing The Sims, but my old potato of a computer that I bought from my nephew, it's just not big enough to handle Camtasia and YouTube at Sims. Did I say Sims? Old brain. Sims at the same time. So yeah, I thought, well, this is a good time to kind of get my feet wet. And there's a lot of things I forgot that I have to relearn. So it's a good time, No subscribers, so if it's cringy, there's not too many people around to cringe. And maybe there will be sooner or later. I believe that the Lord has put it on my heart to go ahead and start my channel. And I don't know why. Several years ago, before my father died in 2016, it was on my heart to make content and put them on YouTube. I felt compelled, but when he died, it just kind of, everything crashed down on me. Different story. And recently, it's come back to me, after all these years, to start something. And maybe, I don't know if I'll get a lot of subscribers, or maybe there's just a message to one or two people on this earth. That's fine. When the Lord compels you to do something, I believe you should do it. Although, I should have done it then, but I'm doing it now 7 years later, when He's brought it back up to my attention again. So I will start with poems from this book called Poems for Every Child. Poems every child should know. And there's a lot of public domain content on Gutenberg.org, where I love these. And Gutenberg, a lot of content, LibriVox uses Gutenberg because everything on Gutenberg.org is in public domain. So you can read it to your will. To your heart's content. And it's nice that they have people that read and can bring the stories and keep them alive. Because they're so beautiful, so valuable. Like all the Jane Austen stuff and many obscure authors that I've discovered. So anyway, here I get started on this, and I'll start with just one poem and see how it works out. And here's from this author. It's called Poems Every Child Should Know, and the editor is Mary E. Burt. And I guess it looks like she released it in 2005, but the poems are from the mid-1800s. So she's explaining here that, these are all out of copyright, and you can go to this place right here or type in the title of the book and read this all yourself, which is pretty interesting, but it might be boring to just read. Somebody put preface, is this another collection of stupid poems that children cannot use? Did that editor write this? Will they look hopelessly through this volume of poems that suit them? Perhaps. I would think so. That's my words. Will they say despairingly, this is too long, and that is too hard? And I don't like that because it's not interesting. Are there 3 or 4 pleasing poems that are all and all the rest put in to fill up the book? Nay, verily, the poems in this collection are those that children love, with the exception of 7. We'll see what 7 is, perhaps. I don't know about today, but I have to get probably an external hard drive for my computer before I can do anything big. I've got a camera ready to go, and I've got some other things that I'd like to do. Tossing. Okay, here we go again. They are short enough for children to commit to memory without wearying themselves or losing interest in the poem. If one boy learns the Overland Mail or the Recruit or Winkin' and Blinkin' and Nod, I remember that poem from my childhood, the Song in the Camp, or Old Ironsides, I'm getting intrigued, or I Have a Little Shadow, or The Torment, or The Duel, 9 boys out of 10 will be eager to follow him. I know, because I have tried it a dozen times. Every boy loves Paul Revere's Ride. Alas, I have not been able to include it, and it is ambitious to learn it, but only boys having quick memory will preserve them to the end. Shall the slower boy be deprived of the pleasure of reading the whole poem and getting its inspiration? And getting its inspiring sentiment and learning as many stanzas as his mind will take? No, indeed. Half of such a poem is better than none. Let the slow boy learn and recite as many stanzas as he can, and the boy of quick memory follow him up with the rest. It does not help the slow boy's memory to keep it down entirely, or deprive it of its smaller activity because he cannot learn the whole. Some people will invariably give the slow child a very short poem. It is often better to divide a long poem among the children, letting each child learn a part, and sustain interest of a long poem is worthwhile, like the Merrymen, the Battle of Ivory, Hortus and at the Bridge, Krinken and the Skeleton in Armor, the Raven. Ooh, is that Edgar Allan Poe's Raven? We'll find out, maybe. See as long as I can keep this up. Harv Real. May all profitability be learned that way. Nevertheless, the child enjoys most of the poem that is just long enough. There is much to be said in favor of the selection that is adapted in length, rather than the presence of subtle thought. I may claim for this collection that it is made up of poems that the majority of children will learn from their own free will. There are people who believe that in the matter of learning poetry there is no ought, but this is a false belief. There is a duty even here for every American citizen ought to know the great national song that keeps alive the spirit of patriotism. Children should build for their future and get, while they are children, what only the fresh imagination of the child can assimilate. I guess the author of these, well, not the author, but the putter together of this book probably wrote this. They should store up untold wealth of heroic sentiment. They should acquire the habit of carrying a literary quality in their conversation. Yeah, that would be great. They should carry a heart full of fresh and delightful associations and memories, connected with poetry, hours to brighten mature years. Whoops. Uh-oh. They should develop their memories while they have their memories to develop. That was my phone. I better get it. All right. Yes, that was my phone. And it may go off again because I bid it for a job for tomorrow, but I don't know if they'll take me or not. They probably will, but they haven't yet said to come. Okay, let me continue on. They should store up an untold wealth of heroic sentiment. They should acquire a habit of carrying the literary quality in their conversation. You know, this is true. They should carry a heart full of fresh and delightful associations and memories, connected with poetry, hours to brighten the mature years. I already read that. Sorry about that. I lost my place. Well, here we go. We'll continue on with the next paragraph. Will the boy who took every poetry hour for a whole school year to learn Henry of Navarre, is that how you pronounce it, ever regret it? I doubt it. Or will the children who listened to it know it was fresh every week and they brought fresh interest in listening? The boy will also love it because he used to love it when he was a child, of course. I love some poems from my childhood. I was fortunate to learn a few. There were boys who scrambled for the right to recite the tournament, the charge of the Light Brigade, the Star-Spangled Banner. I didn't know it was a poem first. Well, you know, songs are poems often. So, my daughter, who's an English teacher, you know, kind of would mention that once. And yeah, that makes sense. And so on. The boy who was first to react, the front had privilege. The triumph of getting the chance to recite added to the zest of it. Will they ever forget it? No, I promise you they won't. Okay, I know Lowell's The Finding of the Lyre. Attention, Sir Knights. See who can learn it first as I say it to you. If I find that I have forgotten a line of it. So you may open your books and teach it to me. Now I can recite every word of it. How much of it can you repeat from memory? One boy can say it all. Nearly every child has learned the most of it. Now it will be easy for you to learn it alone and memory. The goodness, beautiful, will henceforth go with you to recall all that is happy, this happy hour. And that was from Mary E. Burt from the John A. Browning School in 1904. I wonder if that school's still around. 1904? Oh, ho, ho. Let's see, that's 120 years ago she wrote that. It'd be interesting to find out. Anyway, this is I think I've used this for a brief introduction to the poems, and I think these are several poems in here, and I think I will take each poem by poem, and then put them in a playlist, because I love reading for audiobooks. Maybe they'll accept me or maybe not. I have, of course, as you can hear, a unique voice, kind of Southern Missouri, you know. So I might not be, you know, good to read everything they got, but there are some things that my voice would go well with, you know. Of course, I won't be adding comments to things that I read, because, you know, and here I might, because, you know, I'm just doing it to get myself going, and hopefully this will, you know, uplift and benefit something. And if my channel happens to grow after 14 years, how long has it been there? I don't know. I got videos, old videos. Pre-2008 for sure. I don't remember how long I've had my YouTube account. Anyway, I will mark this first thing as an introduction to the poem that I'm having in the book. So anyway, let's see if I can remember how to upload something. So I'll stop this recording and see if I can upload it. And then I'll go with part 1, which is The Arrow and the Song by Henry W. Longfellow. And I'm pretty sure, although I hate to assume anything nowadays, well, almost everybody knows Longfellow. And my mother used to make a joke when we were kids. She would say, your feet are poets but don't know it because they're Longfellows. Anyway, rest in peace, Mom. Okay. Stop this and continue on with the poem in the next video if I can figure out how to upload it. Thank you if you come by and listen to this and stumble across my channel. I appreciate you.